I'd like to introduce, I don't know if everybody's here, but basically our 6 people: Julie Bowers, Patty Moore, Bridget Geske, Wolf Riedel, Eric Stinson, and myself. And it's one of the funnest committees I've ever been on because we just get to pick what we like. It really is fun. I mean, lots of committees are all sorts of hard work and everything like that. We give all the hard work to Darlene Siller. She does all of that stuff for us. And we basically just get to pick what we like and we hope you like it too. Say when. Yeah. On behalf of the Art Acquisition Committee and Community of Haines Junction, thank you. Would you like to say something about that?
It's an abstract piece, as you can see. It's with carved moose antlers, and the skull is made out of bronze, and the base is bronze as well. And the antlers just attach onto the skull. Before I go any further, I just want to thank the Art Acquisition Committee, first of all, for having the foresight, and the council, for having the foresight to support the arts. And it says so much about the community, and it says so much about the community to the world as well, that people here think art is important, and I think that'll bode well for the future of your community. I mean, people want to be a part of this community because of its interest in art and culture. I should also thank Ken Anderson for the building of these marvelous cases. I mean, the craftsmanship is incredible. It makes my work look good. So part of those oohs and ahs, I think, are also for Ken. And I'd like a round of applause for Ken and his work. And a special thank you to Darlene. She called me in June and she said, you know, we're having this commemoration of our 25th anniversary of our incorporation. And wouldn't it be nice if you could have that final sculpture done for us to put in the case? And
then I told him I'd fly him up here.
And the carrot she held out was that she would fly me, or she would approach council and see if they would pay to fly me up with the piece. So I said, well, okay, I'll try. You have her to thank for the fact that this is here tonight. Two more thank yous. The antlers themselves came from Carcross, from Harold Gattensby. They were a gift. Harold Gattensby gave these antlers to me. They were very special in his mind. He was out walking on one of the lakes around Carcross at the time and found these on the shore, side by side, just lying there. So he said what a moose must have just been walking along, gave his head a bit of a shake, and both antlers fell off, and that's where he found them. They were the perfect antlers for this commission, this carving. So I'd like to thank Harold, and I'd also like to thank Libby Dulac. I mean, some of you, most of you probably know her, obviously. When I came to the Yukon in '85, we visited the junction for work, and I saw her studio, and I was doing something else at the time, but she inspired me to think that it's possible to make a living, to be an artist. I'd like to thank her. She's probably not even here. What I realized when I was making this sculpture is that the right brain gives you ideas, and they come in the form of art. They come in the form of images. And then the left brain has to struggle to try and understand what in heaven's name it is that it's trying to tell you. So when I first started this sculpture, well, I sort of followed the veins to try and get these shapes. And the one on this side was curvy and swirly and stuff, and the one on this side did have sort of angly kind of veins. And so I had these largish kind of planes worked into it. And then as I carved it, these images started coming out of fish and plants and eggs and whales. I was wondering, well, what's it sort of telling me? You know, what's it trying to say? I saw on George Strombolopoulos, the fellow was on, his name was James Lovelock, and he apparently developed what he calls the theory of Gaia, which is the theory that the earth is alive, that it's a living organism, that it's self-regulating. And his he has a lot of things to say, but essentially, his hope is that humans don't die off, because they are, in a sense, the first evidence of consciousness, of self-consciousness on the planet. And he sees that if we survive, we can use our technologies and our ideas and our traditions and so on to evolve into a state where we are able to be symbiotic with the earth, to be the consciousness of Gaia. It's a heavy concept, I know, and you'll have lots of time to think about it, I'm sure. But what this is, this piece became that idea. So if you look at the base, it's kind of a blue, sort of a spherical, well, kind of shape. That's like the oceans, the earth, you know, that kind of thing. And the water, which sort of moves up the sides of the sculpture. You can see it's kind of blue on the sides. And then in the middle, the patina is kind of a silvery, sort of steely kind of color, which are the minerals and so on of the earth. There's kind of a green, mossy-like patina on the forehead, which is the organisms and so on that live in the earth, produce oxygen, produce all kinds of other things. And then this amber is, of course, life. It's all the plants and the animals and the fish, the whales, the sea. And on this side is more angular and technical. And so this is, in a way, this is us. You know, this is our, in all our strengths, in all our abilities. You know, you've got what could be like an abstract bookshelf, you know, which to me symbolizes all of our learning, all of our culture, all of our technology. It's stored. We have access to all of it. We have what looks like a kind of a highway, in a sense, a ribbon of things. We're all connected now. I mean, not only do we all know stuff, but we all know stuff, different stuff, and we can all share it. So we have a unique ability, for the first time, perhaps ever, in human civilization, to communicate across all cultures, with all peoples, all space, and so on, so we can really, you know, use our energy and work together. You've got something that looks like a triangle with crisscrosses, and that's an abstract DNA. We know how DNA works now. We've unlocked the secrets of the genome for pretty much every species. And what are we going to do with that knowledge? Let's say, hopefully, we're going to do good stuff with it. We're going to adapt and change and grow as is needed. And who knows? I have no idea what that means, but I'm sure it's going to mean something, right? There's a little thing like this with some circlings and a hole in it. It's energy, trapping carbon, whether we use nuclear energy, he suggests that as a possibility, whether it's solar, who knows? It's about energy, it's about how we decide to manage energy and keep ourselves warm in the wintertime. And a few other things, and there's like a great big eye up there too. And that symbolizes consciousness itself, that we will become consciousness of the planet. So that's pretty heavy and pretty far out, but essentially that was kind of going through my mind as a way of trying to explain what was happening. Thank you very much.